Are you ready? She says, I'm ready for some face scritches. That's what she's ready for. All right, friends, I'm so glad to be back into your YouTube feed, I guess. I'm doing some early career designer portfolio reviews, and I've been gone for the last 3 weeks because I broke my arm and falling off of a horse, and then needed some surgery to take care of it. So I'm back with you. We're back. Yeah. She says, give me that snuggles. All right, we're back, and we're going to do some early career designer portfolio reviews. Really excited to see you. All right, let's get started. You ready? Okay. Okay, so we are here with Lily. Hey, I'm Lily. I'm a UX designer who bring ideas to life. Ooh, Lily, so close. All right, so this may just be I was typing too quickly in order to really take note of this, but if you're gonna keep your introduction as simple as a short phrase, girl, you have got to make sure to spell it correctly. So I'm a designer who brings ideas to life. So if you just wanna zhuzh that up just a tiny bit, fantastic. I personally would love to know just a little bit more about you and why we went with Notion. I'm actually really excited. Also, really interesting. You signed up under Lily, and now I'm like, wait a second, who is this person? All right. Totally understand. You've Americanized your name or had your name Americanized for you in a lot of cases. Completely understand that. What I think I'd like to know a little bit more about is what are these projects? This is a little bit small. We don't typically see projects for UX designers on Notion. I understand that it works really well for UX researchers because a lot of what they are sharing has to do with like data and facts and information and like text. So I'm a little surprised to see this as a UX designer. Let's see, Our Date, communication apps, chat features, Tentera website design, Duelit, mobile gaming app, or graphic design. None of these are giving UX design specifically, so I'm going to go with the primacy bias. I'm going to let the very first thing that's on your list tell me that this is what you think is the most important and the most representative of your skills. So let's check it out. All right, so 2023 to present, you've been working on this for a year and 10 months. You've got a product designer and an iOS engineer. Where's your name? If this is including you, then you should be on it and tell me what your role is in this. So I'm curious because that's not the name of Hi, I'm Lily, and also not the name of the person I saw at the bottom of the page. So where do you fit in? It's a social mobile gaming company that allows users to play games and win money using its app. Mobile application provides users with multiple ways to invite their friends or others to join the game. It also allows players to redeem the coins for real money. In this project, we redesigned the user experience and upgraded the UI of the app. Okay, so the problem established is that the current app's UI hasn't been upgraded for 2 years, and its design doesn't speak to the brand. The app also contains inconsistent design styles and unexpected user flows. Okay, so I'm a little bit interested. I'm curious what we're going to see in your results. So I like case studies that start here at the top with an overview, tell me the problem and the goals. What I'd actually prefer to see less about the goals of the project. I want to know what you did. So you've already kind of written yourself out of the story right here, and I need to know immediately before I continue to scroll, like what is your part in this? So I'm going to take you. Actually, no, I'm not. Typically, there's a case study that I like to show for this, but I think I have a better example soon, and I will be recording that. But like, tell me, okay, so upgrade the UI to express a consistent branding. That to me seems like graphic design, maybe UI design. Where's the UX come into this? We're improving user flows to decrease customers' frustration. Okay, I can work with that. Again, what are those frustrations and what are the improvements? Increase game attendance rate and coin purchase rate. Yep, that's a good one. And this is, I actually appreciate that you put this because most UX designers don't really want to keep it very lofty and like, oh, we don't need money. That's so tacky. No, most of our job is to make a better product so that the company makes money. So by pulling in information about coin purchase rates and game attendance rates, what I'm hoping to see is that there's some impact, like some lift to that rate. And I'd like to know what the start is and what the end is. So we'll find out. Provide an engaging experience for users to interact with others in both game playing and general communication. All right. This is so interesting. So it looks like here, this is meant to be your navigation pages. I wonder if this goes to another page. What happens here? Nothing. Okay. Is that because I'm already here at the research? This is an internal navigation. All right. So if I do ideation, it's going to drop me way down here. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what I expected. That's very interesting. That must be a feature of Notion. No worries. Okay. You did a competitive analysis. I conducted a comprehensive competitive analysis of 3 competitors in the market whose products are similar to us. The analysis includes a review of key competitors' product features, visual design, layout, user flows, navigation, and overall user experience. Interesting. To me, that says that you think that these games are played in almost the same way, and that's not what I would have thought. I feel like game design is probably a little bit more unique in some cases, but that is an assumption on my part, so that may not necessarily have any relevance at all. Okay, Octo Gaming strengths and weaknesses. I love that I can click on this and see more, because at this size, this is way too small. I don't really understand necessarily what I'm looking at. I appreciate that it's cohesive color-wise. Lack of excitement and playfulness, unprofessional images, no trustworthiness displayed, redundant and repeated sections. I'm going to assume that these are the most applicable competitors that are specific to the type of gameplay you're doing. I'd love to know, like, why did you choose these competitors? So, like, whose products are similar to us? In what way? I feel like I would like to know more about this, but you're a UX designer, not a researcher, so let's not dig in too deep on research. Okay, what to avoid? Dull colors and images. Okay, this is actually helpful. I would love to see this called out more, because this feels like just additional content that can be kind of scanned or skipped over, but this is a good idea. So you're saying, this is what I tell people I usually want to see. You're saying that this output that we created, this output up here with our overlap and how they connect and the competitive analysis we did, this is the output that matters. We looked at the results of this competitive analysis and we pulled out some improvements to our user experience. What should we improve? Add fun icons to the header for fast navigation. Avoid dull colors and images. I would love a tiny bit more connection to that, to say the dull colors and images lead users to have an experience that is not very exciting. I would love to know if you mind those reviews. Like, you went to look at these competitors. What I'd love to know is if you looked at the review content on Google Play or wherever the platform is that they're on, Steam maybe, or Apple, and looked at the comments from other users. If they have this many players and there's this many ratings, I feel like you could probably get some really useful data and get some of the emotion from the user about why the dull colors don't work for them and why the inconsistent padding makes people feel confused. This is really helpful. I would call this out more. This, by the way, is the UX part. This is, I can follow instructions and conduct a competitive analysis. This is the part that uses your brain. So this is what you get paid for. I would love to see you call this out just a little bit more. And then maybe call out at the end the top 2 or 3 things you decided to focus on as your largest impact and lowest cost in order to create that impact for users. Let's see. Dynamic betting research to provide a more engaging and personalized gaming experience for users. Engaging and personalized gaming experience for users by allowing them to adjust the amount they wager on mini games before they begin. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so you're asking me to understand something that I may not have any experience with whatsoever, and it just feels like, wait, this could be a whole separate section of a case study is like dynamic betting research. What did you try to find out? How did you select these games? And what does that allow you to understand? But again, UX designer, not a researcher. This is interesting. How to implement, to develop a user interface that integrates into the existing mobile app. We want to learn how other apps implement wager adjustments in their games. Okay. Again, there are 3 ways to implement wager adjustment. I love it. Level difficulty. Only in tournaments, tournament mode. Yeah, like you're having to educate me at the same time as you're describing how you do your work. That means all of your reporting, your case study here is doing a lot of heavy lifting, and I'm left really interested in the details of this research, but it's taking me out of the story of the case study. So like these could be separate little mini case studies about here's how I did this. And when you want to get me through your case study, tell me a story that connects the dots. How you came to the result and how it impacted the end result of the case study are 2 very different things. So it feels like we're once again trying to cram everything but the kitchen sink in here. And I'm sure there's a ton that you've left out because this is so complex. So I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by including some of this stuff in your case study when you can actually break it out and make it more specific. That way you could, if you wanted to, apply to some UX research projects or jobs, because it feels like you already have more robust experience than typical. All right, based on research and sitemap, I created 4 profile screens using our design system color. One of them was selected. After being modified, it became the guide for the whole profile section. All right, ideation. That is this right here. This section right here is literally using words to describe. It's the show me, don't tell me. So you just told me I created screens. One of them was chosen, and then we use that as the guide. But that's not the story that you're telling here. This image is leading to the user flow. And once again, we're not describing our final design. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a UX research case study, not a UX design case study. First of all, again, include yourself here. The problems, the research, everything you've done, you've used all of your words, and then it's like you ran out of steam when it came time to do the UX design stuff. So use your words, tell me this story. You don't need to have a user persona. You don't need to have anybody that you're pointing to, but like give me a sense of how can I put myself into this experience and how could I understand your work and your process better. Right now, it just feels like you did a lot of research and then just kind of barfed the rest of these images on the page. This doesn't give me any context, although I do really like annotations. I would suggest, okay. So if I click into it, it's actually smaller. Oh my goodness. Okay. I would have broken those up into separate images, me personally. Let's see, unblock users flow. Yeah, give me some context. Tell me about why this person needs to be unblocked. How did they get blocked in the first place? If they're logging out, why did you choose to create a log out sequence when you probably want them to stay logged in and to continue playing as much as possible? Did you include any information in that log out flow to say, are you sure? Do you want to come back? Showing me that you understand how to impact the business metrics in a positive way. I don't see a lot here that helps me understand you as a designer. We went from sketches to kind of a profile and then straight into a user flow that you tell me nothing about, and then a final design with no context. So put the change, add blocked users flow upon request. Are these comments from somebody else as part of the project for you? This isn't a helpful image. This doesn't help me understand the decisions that you made. And what I want to see is that you're capable of communicating to me the reason why you did that. So due to NDA, the specific details about challenge and tournament redesigns can't be shared until the feature launches publicly. Okay, but you haven't told me anything about you. I don't actually care about the challenge and the tournament redesigns. What I want to see is why did you make the decisions that you made? My other question is, did you consider accessibility as part of this? Because I guarantee gamers include an entire section of people who live with disability. There is no way to, again, I'm going to refer to Treg Frank for forever. Hi, Treg. You cannot segment people with disabilities out of your marketing and out of your user groups. So if you are telling me that these are the most appropriate colors and layout designs for people with disabilities, I'm gonna tell you that you're probably wrong. There's some accessibility and color contrast issues around here that I can just say at a glance do not pass contrast minimums. And just because it's a web app, a mobile app, a gaming app does not mean it should not also have accessibility considered. So there are a lot of details that I think you actually could have brought into this case study. Hello, ma'am. That you could have brought into this case study that would have done you a lot of heavy lifting demonstrating the knowledge that you have. But just from reading this, I would probably, again, I'm not going to do applications for my apprenticeship program. Ma'am, get out of here. But I would probably want to see just more information. This doesn't feel like you've completely told me what's going on with this project and demonstrated your skills and strengths as a knowledge worker. I feel like you could tell me more. All right. Thanks for listening, y'all. I will wrap this up and I will see you next week for another early career designer portfolio review. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the subscribe button. It makes me feel really good when I see those numbers. And let me know if you have any questions about what we talked about in today's portfolio review. I'll see you next week.